Welcome to the State of Georgia Performance Management Program e-learning Module number 1, Cloning Documents, provided by the Department of Administrative Services, Human Resources Administration. The following 16 slides will assist you in your role as a manager and teach you how to use the e-performance tool to document performance expectations, to coach and develop employees, and to evaluate and recognize employee performance. Please pause the training as needed to fully understand the material. You will be provided with opportunities to assess your knowledge at the end of each section. Each of the modules in this series equips you to successfully perform a specific set of activities in the performance management process. To begin the process of creating an electronic performance plan for your employees, you will need to create the shell of the document. There are two ways of accomplishing this task. One of those ways is by copying or cloning an existing document, which we are showing you in this module. Cloning allows managers to create future dated documents using a prior year's document. You clone a document for a new employee, or when you are creating a new plan for an existing employee, typically at the beginning of a performance period. Cloning copies the core individual competencies, individual goals, and responsibilities from an existing document to a new document. There are some specific rules for cloning. Ratings and comments are not copied. The cloning and clone documents must be for the same job. For example, an HR specialist can only be cloned as another HR specialist. You can only clone a mid-year document as another mid-year document and an annual document as another annual document. When cloning documents at the beginning of a performance period, any necessary cloning should be performed prior to the HR's mass creation of documents for the performance period. To begin creating performance plans for your employees, you will need to access PeopleSoft using the URL listed at the bottom of this slide. Once you have logged in, navigate to and click Manager Self-Service. Then you will click on Performance Management. Then you will click on Performance Documents. Next, you will click on Create Documents. Please note that despite the name Create Documents, the action which you are actually taking is cloning or copying documents. Make sure that the effective date is the current date and then click Continue. Once you've selected Continue, you will see a list of all your current employees. Make sure that each employee who reports to you is included in the list. If the list is incorrect in any way, please contact your HR department for assistance. Check the box next to the name of the employee for whom you want to clone a document. Remember, you can only clone from annual to annual or mid-year to mid-year, and only for employees in the same job. Once you've selected the employee for whom you're cloning a document, click Continue. The Create Performance Document screen will appear. Enter the appropriate period dates. Enter the employee's start date for the new employees or the rating period begin date for existing employees. For example, Georgia fiscal year start date July 1. Enter the interim evaluation end date to create interim evaluations. For example, quarterly or mid-year. Enter the annual evaluation end date to create annual evaluation documents. For example, Georgia fiscal year end date June 30. Select the appropriate document type to match the dates entered. For example, quarterly, mid-year, or annual from the drop-down menu. Select Create Documents. The selected employee's name and ID will now be visible in the selected box. An expanded document creation details box will be visible. You can see that the Yes radio button is pre-selected. Select the magnifying glass to look up the prior year from which you want to clone the current year's document. A list of employees called Evaluatee becomes visible. Click on the name of the evaluatee or employee for whom you want to clone a document, and the Create Performance Document screen will open and populate the document for the current evaluation period. The selected performance period and selected employee name will show in the Document Creation Details box and Selected Employee box respectively. Click Create Documents. The Create Performance Documents results screen will show the employee name, ID, template used to create the document, and whether the creation or cloning was successful. Click Current Documents to verify that the document was cloned for the selected employee. Employees with current documents are shown in the Current Performance Document screen, along with the employee ID, corresponding evaluation period, and status. Please note, the status in progress indicates that it is a current document. This concludes Module 1 on cloning documents.